so the DD ReefPro's up and running now. It took longer than I thought it would. I had issues with a brand new MP40 I bought, which had a dodgy pierce shoe. That got exchanged to pierce shoe. That was dodgy. I sent the pump back. That was dodgy. Still a dodgy pierce shoe. I had another pump come, still with a buzzing pierce shoe. So it put this tank back about 3 weeks, to be fair. So it was a slow build anyway. I did take my time, but you know, I had a Red Sea Reefer and I was in no real rush. I've ended up having to actually, just if you can see on the corner, a J-Cod, I think it's a WP8, I think something like that. Anyway, so I had to buy that as an emergency, as my MP40 issue is still not resolved. So I'm waiting for them to come back to me on that, but it's just longed off. It's pathetic, really. It seems like all of the MP40s in the UK have got dodgy pierce shoes, but who knows. Anyway, so back to the tank, rant over. So it's the DD ReefPro 1200. I'm running a couple of Radions, XR15s. It's a Gen 3 and a Gen 4. The Gen 4 is the brighter one. They're both running the same system, but it's a lot brighter. It's definitely, I think it's definitely a stronger light. It's really good. I like it. It's wicked. Actually, you can tell the difference. Now, because I had issues setting this tank up and issues with a pump, so I was kind of without a pump in here, I transferred over an MP10. That's the one in the corner from my other tank. That then caused issues in my Red Sea Reefer 170. And so, long story short, I had 2 tanks. One new, that wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, and an established one that was, you know, going downhill at a rate of knots. So I basically had to tug everything out, and I lost quite a lot of coral, to be fair, because of it. So purely, I think, because of this Ecotech issue. But I lost quite a lot of SPS, not through death, but just through transferring it from one tank to the other, breakages. I had quite a big piece of Montipora, and the blue antiques probably ain't going to help, but it's just shredded. It's absolutely shredded. Getting it out, it was stuck to rock. So in the end, I was rushing to get stuff across from one tank to the other. And yeah, that just got mullered, to be fair. I'm hoping it will grow back out. Some of the SPS you can't see, maybe you can, stripped off slightly, and it was just a disaster. I mean, you've got 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 pieces. That was all one colony. So that got hacked to pieces. So yeah, it sounds like a bit of a disaster, but actually looking at it now, I'm quite happy, because I was stressing about this. I've got to say, it was really stressed me out. You know, I had a system in place. I'd already set up the media went in the tank. I bought 2 fish. I've got a couple of tangs. So I've got the yellow tang there, and I've got a, let's see if I can zoom in on him. I think he's called Coal Tang. They're the small of the tangs. So yeah, so that was just to help the media along, and then I just had issues with this pump, man. Honestly, really did my head in, and then now I'm rushing. Now I'm pulling kit from one tank to another. One tank don't like it. So yeah. Anyway, so the fact it looks like this now, actually, it could have probably been a lot worse. I suppose let's have a look to see what we've done inside. So I've tried to squeeze as much in there as what I can. So I've still got the doser. That's a K-Mar. Still got the GHL Profilux. I might upgrade to the newer one. I've got many power bars. Loads. You know, I had massive issues with the other tank with power bars everywhere, not having enough plug sockets. So as you can see, the GHL one isn't even being used at the minute. I've got a strip there of 8, and then there's a strip. You can't really see it that well, I'm afraid, but there's a strip there of 8. And I've basically colour coordinated it, so it's all red, and then when you go in the sump, that's colour coordinated as well. So the sump has been wrapped in red. All the soft pipe work you can see is red. You've also got these data cabinets, like cable tidies, they're in red, and I quite like it. To be fair, I had cables everywhere. For the best will in the world, I had cables everywhere on my last tank. I really did try and keep it neat, it didn't work. And I think I've done a slightly better job this time. Got the UV sterilizer. This is my first look at doing hard plumbing. So I've never done any hard plumbing before. So you've got a couple of T's off there. So that's for the reactor. This one's a vast reactor, so that's quite clever. Can't really see it there, but there you go. Tumbling some Seachem product. And that's direct off the hard line there. And then the other one basically goes to the UV sterilizer, and then, if we can see it in there without dropping the phone in the sump, there you go, there's a pump, and that just tees off onto the return. So yeah, so it's the first time I've done any hard plumbing. First time I've done a manifold. As I said, I've colour coordinated it where I can. Even with the, you can see the dosing tubes there. That's red. So everything I could get red, I got red. Everything I could get to kind of tidy things up, I've tried. So any cable management products that I could get in red, I kind of did. The Reef Octopus is still bedding in, to be fair. Sometimes it does what I want it to, and sometimes it don't. I think there's still residue in the tank from the sand setup, to be fair. So it either skims really wet or it just fuzzes. You know, I mean, if you've had skimmers, you probably know what I mean. They just fuzz for days and nothing's happening. I think the height of it's okay, but when it does bubble up, I think it's gonna be good. It's definitely powerful. It's quieter than my Deltec, even though it's probably twice the size. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, so as you can see, that's the engine room, so to speak. That's underneath it. It took a lot of time gathering it all together, and I weren't in a rush. So I was just disappointed in the end that the last week I was rushing, because I was trying to save everything. So definitely a pain, but I'm happy with the way it looks at the minute. I'm probably going to give it a couple of weeks, go out and get some more coral, get a couple of fish. I'm not going to really heavily stock it. I've got what, 2 clowns, a Bengal cardinal, I've got 6 line, the 2 new fish, so the yellow and the coal, and God, what else have I got? Sure, I've got something else in there. Can't think for the Flame Angel. So yeah, that there. So I don't think I'm going to get too much more. Let's have a look, see what else I've got to show you, to be fair. It's a bit of a scatty video, to be fair. I wasn't going to make one, but I was sitting here and I was bored, so there you go. That's the overflow. The overflow is quite silent. You've then got, you probably can't see, but down there is a little void where you can put your cables, so the cables will run straight into the bottom of the tank, into the sump. Is it silent? No. Is it quieter than my Red Sea Reefer? Yes. That was a pain. I didn't like it in the end. I had massive troubles with that valve, man. It was literally a pain in the ass. So there's that. What I would say is, with this type of ball valve, it's really difficult to get it where you want. Like, really difficult, and they're really stiff, and you know, it's a problem. It's either too high and it's going down your emergency, or it's too low and it's making noise. But what saved me, literally saved me, is, let's have a look to see if we can see it. In here, that is a J-Cod pump. So I'm running a 6500 J-Cod, and you can adjust it up by ones. So I think plus 30%, you can adjust it up by ones or minus it by ones, and actually that gives you the little up or down that you actually need. I've got to tell you, a couple of other bits. That's temperature. That's a refill system. I had to go out and buy another one because I was still using the Tunzi on the old tank. So I just got this one. It was a bit cheaper, and it seems to be okay. It's got all float switches and all sorts, so it seems to be okay. If it ain't, I'll just put the Tunzi back, because the other tank is definitely gone. That's no longer there. Where was I? So yeah, so to get you that little bit, that little inch up or inch down in the overflow, you just adjust the power on that, so you get the ball valve roughly where you want it, and then you use the small increments of the pump to get you the height you want, and it's really good. It works really well. It was absolutely pissing me off originally because it weren't silent, just because of the trickling noise, what you'll get, but actually adjusting that has helped me, and every couple of days you might need to put it up one, put it down one, and it's kind of working. This so-called quiet, silent sock system, again, probably can't see. There's a plastic grate there, and underneath that is the 2 socks that can come out. I don't think that's silent. Again, the issue is, it's not even that, it's basically the space between the top. You can't see, I do apologise, but it's the space between the sock top and then the water. And that is about 2 inches, which isn't bad. But if it was like an inch, you'd have no noise. It's really straightforward. If ever you design your own tank, seriously, I think this is a thing. Just have the sock just a little bit above the drop of the water, and then there's no splashing when it goes through the sock or if it goes down the side of the sock, because it does happen. Not all the water does go through the sock, some of it creeps down the side. So have enough look in there, that's everything. I mean, like literally, I'm just getting to stare at something there, sorry. But yeah, so this is where we're at with it. I'm quite happy. It's new. I've mullered some of my corals, but they seem to be doing okay considering. I don't think there's been much of a cycle. Otherwise, I think I definitely know about it. So that's no coralline. I think that's just reflection. I don't like coralline on the back of my tank, so I'm gonna have a lot of cleaning to do. So yeah, tangs come in. Touch wood, they seem okay. Everybody seems happy. Tangs, I get them small. I think I like to get fish quite small. I don't like them. I mean, they look better when they're bigger, obviously, but I just think you're better off getting them young, and then they're less likely to fight when they grow up and tear the arse out of each other, so to speak. So, yeah, so, okay, that's it. Really rambly. I'll probably do more in depth on bits and pieces of equipment. Might do just a rant, pure rant on Ecotech MP40 issues, but hopefully not. Hopefully the guy that distributes them will sort the problem out for me. Apparently Ecotech in America can't recreate the problem, even though everyone's heard it in the UK. But there you go. Anyway, so quick last blast of the tank, and that's it.